How would I describe VAS to someone who's never heard of the organization?
VAS is a program that provides opportunity.
They're a hidden gem in our community.
A lifesaver?
Nobody wants to grow up in a community in which the doors to the courthouse are barred to those without financial resources. VAS prevents that from happening.
It's a means for attorneys to volunteer their time
to give back and help bridge that gap.
For the delivery of free legal services to low-income people.
Our region has an incredible need for representation and advocacy for those who aren't in a traditional position of power.
Doesn't speak the language, can't read the forms.
Essentially what's happening is that they're falling through the cracks.
It can be very scary to be in court, and they're going through an incredibly stressful time.
A lot of those negotiations are really complex, even for somebody like myself that's an attorney.
They often know what they want to say, but they don't know the procedure.
If you don't know how the law works, you're just gonna end up face flat.
Without someone to take and help you through it, it can be very scary and very intimidating.
This organization stands up for people
to access the courts and understand their rights.
And I think that's what we're able to do, is provide that high quality legal services that folks deserve.
All right, how's the organization changed over the years? It's grown a lot.
When I first came to town in the 70s, we were basically the second generation attorneys that were providing free legal services.
But nobody was doing full representation.
They weren't taking on the case saying, I'm going to be your lawyer and I'm going to go to court for you.
Unfortunately, our family laws became much more complicated, and the Community Action Center became overwhelmed.
It ends up that the pro bono program had ceased operating for a period of about 5 months, unbeknownst really to the members of the private bar.
Fortunately though, Russ Spidell, along with our local bar association, stepped up.
And we had a culture here where lawyers provided free legal services to low-income people, people who could not afford an attorney, and sometimes those people are in the worst predicaments you can imagine.
We got together and said, well, we can't have a Chelan-Douglas Bar Association with no volunteer attorney program.
Those of us who were interested in starting the program realized we had to have a paid staff person in order for the program to be effective.
We didn't have a space, we didn't have furniture, we didn't have an executive director. We had nothing, basically a closet in the office of the Columbia Legal Services, and we found a great guy named Javier Barajas. He had no legal experience. He was not an attorney. I remember reading his resume and thinking, well, he's been a host at a restaurant. You know, he has good people skills. And we were off and running.
Over time, as our community has grown, as the counties have grown,
what was a very shoestring operation has really become so much of an institution here.
I knew right away that this was a job and an opportunity and a program that needed more.
The areas that we've been able to expand into and really reach more people just over the past 3 years have been astounding.
It's expanded its staff to also have bilingual members.
We offer phone consults, Zoom consult,
more clinics.
We definitely have a lot more available Spanish materials,
more legal services.
And I've definitely seen, from my perspective as a judge, that I've seen more assistance for people over the last couple years because of how much VAS has grown and how much more it can do.
They gave me more of a clear path of what to do, you know, what the laws were, what I was facing.
The day they took my case,
it saved us.
I mean, like, I told her she was my angel here on earth.
More like a friend.
Without them, I don't think I would have had the courage to stand up there and do what I could have done.
How nice he was kind of scary nice to me, because I'll be honest with you, I wasn't used to anybody being that genuine.
I just, at that moment, I cried. I bawled.
And to me, he was an answer to our prayer.
The impact that VAS has made in my life is it's allowed me to connect with clients on a different level.
You know, we get wrapped up in our practice of law, And sometimes we forget that, you know, the gift that we were given to practice law can go a long ways.
Make a huge difference in their lives and have a ripple effect out into the community.
My volunteering with VAS has been one of the most rewarding things I have done within my legal career.
Truly, I think volunteer attorney services creates better lawyers.
They could always use more funding, they could always use more staff.
And I want us to be flexible and adaptable.
For the next generation of people.
Our region is incredibly special.
It is emblematic of that community spirit.
To care about each other, to help each other out.
And I want this good work to continue because our goal is to bridge the justice gap and ensure that those folks who need civil legal help have access to it.